Sens Summer Series.
The captain of his own ship, Brady Tkachuk. Welcome to the show.
What's going on, guys? Thanks for having me. What about these pictures, hey?
There may have been some editing in those pictures.
Oh, look good. I'll take it any day.
Nice to see you. We're struggling to hear you as your audio is low. It might be because you're on a beautiful back deck.
Yeah, can you guys hear me a little bit better?
There you are.
We got you. We got you now.
You guys aren't paying the Wi-Fi bills, I guess, in St. Louis right now. So,
Yorkie's very familiar with the shoddy Wi-Fi. Is this the same deck that we watched Big Walt drink out of the cup from?
yeah, it is actually. Yeah, this is around this time last year. He was slugging beers out of the trophy. So it was a fun day and for all of them. So yeah, I'm back here for Matthew's wedding this week. So it's just nice to be home.
When is the cup visit again?
I think so Matthew's getting married on Saturday, and then I think the cup's going to be Monday or something, Monday or Tuesday, one of the days. So it's just a whirl of a weekend for them. I'm going to take pictures with him in the morning, and then head back because then we have Coldplay concert that we're taking my sister to. So a little bit of a busy couple weeks, and then back to relaxing.
Brady, that's got to be your bro's a pretty friendly guy. Knows a lot of guys are in the league. That's got to be a massive guest list for that wedding. Like, what's the how many people are going to that wedding?
I think the number ended up being like 350 people. So I'm like, oh boy,
wow.
I run out of that many people. So yeah, it's going to be a big party. So that's one thing that's it's going to be pretty awesome.
Did you plan the bachelor party?
Well, he obviously we had no time before because after they won, he's been busy. I think he's busy until the middle of August. So
is he still at the elbow room?
No, yeah, he's coming back actually from that Tahoe golf tournament.
Yes.
He was texting about the fun he had there. So he's been putting in a pretty good shift. So I think we're bachelor party to next summer. So, but usually at that point, that's where things just completely unfold. So we'll see. We'll get a guys trip, golf trip, one of these years, and probably next summer.
Very nice.
How's it been for you as a new dad? You enjoying your first year?
It's been unreal. I mean, he's just starting to crawl and his little walker thing. He's buzzing around the house, and he's hit his head more times than probably should have. But that doesn't just making him tough right away. So no, it's been great. He's obviously just so much fun to come home to and starting to clap, wave. So it's really starting to get his personality and just so much fun to be around.
Are you going to have like 350 people at his birthday party in September?
Yeah, you know what? We're going to keep it just family. Just I don't know if I could talk to that many people and while holding them the whole time because my back would just fall apart. So he's getting it's getting pretty heavy.
I was at a first birthday party yesterday. It was full of people. I understand exactly what you're talking about. Family it is.
Keeping it short. No,
And by the way, the baby usually has a nap at the same time everybody's there anyway. So they don't get to hang out with the new baby.
Yeah, I'll be like, I'll take it for a nap and then go shut it down myself for a little bit.
So, all right, we'll chat a little hockey. We have a little fun planned as well. But how long did it take you after the season to get healthy?
I definitely went with a more conservative approach. I wouldn't say I had like anything major, just rest. And I think it took 6 weeks off of not doing anything and doing some like little rehab exercises. But I really just tried letting rest do its job and no, I feel great actually. I feel like I really turned the corner the last couple of weeks and feel back to 100%. So started skating right, I think July 1st, and been feeling really good. So I'm happy with the progress and where everything's at.
All right. Did you ever talk about it after the season? Like, was it a hip flexor? Was it a low ab? Like, what? Because I'm not sure if you ever disclosed. Like, what was it? Like, what was the main issue with you?
Yeah, I mean, it was like it's kind of like those muscle, like the hip flexor, little groin, like just kind of like all in that general vicinity. And
Yeah.
I don't know, it was just pulled it, and obviously it didn't heal. Just kept playing on it. So it just kind of just bugged me for the rest of the way. And but I'm glad we kind of took the time after to reset it. And honestly, it feels 100% feel great. So no, happy with kind of how everything's been going and how I'm feeling right now.
Yeah, that's a tough one during the season because there's no way to get rid of it unless you shut it down. Like that's like I've done that before. It just lingers and lingers, and the more you skate, the worse it gets.
Yeah, like to your point, like it had to have been like 3 weeks to a month of just shutting it down, and obviously at that point of the season, there's no to shut it down for. So
No.
I just knew it was going to be a problem probably after the season that have to get figured out, and so no, it's good. I mean, it happened for a reason, so kind of allowed the mental side of things to take over when wasn't feeling great, 100% physically.
Can I talk playoff Brady? Because we weren't sure going into the playoffs how good you were going to be. You missed 8, and then you played the final game. Then you kind of lit things up. You go pointless in the first game, fine. After that, it was all Brady. Like you finished tied for first in points, you're first in goals, if I'm not mistaken. You were second in hits, first in shots, something to that effect. What was playoff like for you?
I mean, it was the most fun I've ever had, and I know guys are joking about wishing that guys that have been there before is like wish you could just fast forward to end of March and just play those big games. And honestly, just from Four Nations, those big games became addicting. Just something that when everything's on the line, it's you kind of just want to just be at your best and show up and help the team in any way that you can. And I felt like that just wasn't much of a motivating, but it's just such a long time coming that I didn't want this opportunity to go to waste. And for me individually, I felt like we had. I wish we could have been playing, after that. I felt like, the series could have gone a bunch of different ways, but it was a whole new, unique feeling that, in years past, when the end's coming, this is our last regular season game. We're done. We're done for 6 months, reset for a new year. But when you get into playoffs and all of a sudden your season just ends like that, it's an emotional feeling. It's definitely was a ton of heartbreak, but it was truly something that was so special, not just to share with my teammates, trainers, but the whole city. You can really feel the whole city rallied around each other, and that's what I felt like it was most disappointing was you felt like you let down your community because they wanted it so badly.
Well, that's not reality because we all loved it. We loved watching. We loved finally being in the building again.
Well, Wally, different ending too. You've done something special when you lose a series and you get a standing O from your own fans. Like when you guys left that last game in Ottawa, people were pretty happy in the buildings. Like I to me, you could just tell different feeling. You see some teams lose, they're getting booed off the ice. You guys, like to a man, I thought the city really embraced. I thought the team took a huge step. And the level of respect the fans showed, you could tell right there. It was a totally different vibe.
I think that was honestly one of the most special moments I've had, playing in Ottawa. Is like you said, there's other teams that, especially in our province, that are booing them off after games, and then you just see the standing O, the chants, and that's it. Made it so special, made it tough, made it worth everything that you went through is that just to feel that emotion. And honestly, for me, after the only thing I was thinking about is I just wish I could have provided, more happiness for, a longer period of time and going for the Stanley Cup. And just to see how happy, Sens Mile was buzzing after, game 4, game 5. And, seeing those videos, I'm like, I don't want this to end. I want this to keep going for, another 2 months. So that's what, it was just so special and just something that was going to set up for future success.
Brady,
Brady,
watching
Wally-
you guys. Sorry, go ahead, York.
Sorry, when we were sitting up in the press box, and I played in the building when it's loud, I don't think I've ever felt the building louder. I don't know about the ice level, but Wally, like we could feel it shaking, like it was actually moving in that building. It was so loud. I've never experienced that building louder.
I think for me, what made it the loudest part, because obviously you try to take it all in, like the intros, and I've watched so many of the intros again of just seeing how fired up people were, but like the TV timeouts at I think there's like 2 or 3 times where the place was rocking. I'm like trying to like keep a straight face, but I'm like, this is like super, super awesome. Like I'm like, we're winning because of this. Like we're winning because of this energy.
Yeah.
We're winning because of like this, not just how bad we want it on the bench, but how bad this building wants it. Like it's meant to be. So it was something so special. And during the play after a goal, you try to just, I mean, of course you're so fired up, you're not really thinking about anything. But during those TV timeouts, I remember looking around. I'm like, people are on their feet, absolutely losing their minds. Like this is unbelievable.
Yeah. I got to ask you too. Did watching Timmy Stützle, he was kind of embracing his inner Brady. I've never seen him run around and hit so many guys in my life. It was awesome to see.
I think he said to me after game 1, he was like, "Oh man, my body's tired." I think he had like 9 minutes. Like, oh yeah, it ain't easy. So it was pretty great to see just him just running guys trying to take their heads off. But that was kind of everybody on our team is now what we do games 1, game 2, like it's gonna affect them games 5, 6, and hopefully 7. So I think that was our mindset from the start, and just we're 1 or 2 bounces away to be a different series.
Brady, you mentioned
he led the
sorry,
team in
York.
hits
Yeah, he did.
He
in the playoffs.
Did he really?
Timmy.
Yeah, he did. He did. He
Two more
did.
than you, I think.
Oh, jeez. He was throwing the frame around for sure then. He wanted to win.
Sorry, go ahead, Graham.
Oh, it's all good. So Brady, you mentioned feeling that you guys are going to win this. You fed off the crowd reaction. You're going to win this. It looked from the outside looking in, it looked like with each game, you guys were getting more comfortable, more confident with each game. Was there a moment after DP scores in game 6 where you're like, oh, we got these guys?
I mean, I thought it was over. Like I almost felt like the series was like, we're gonna find a way to win, score either that 7 minutes left in the third, or we're scoring in overtime. Place is gonna erupt, and game 7, anything can happen. And momentum, the pressure, whatever it could have been, that almost felt like we could have had an advantage in game 7. But I really did think after that, I was like, okay, here we go. Like this is what we're talking about. This game is gonna be must-watch TV for everybody. This game 7 game. So, and then when they scored it, it was probably the most deflating goal that I've ever experienced. How it just out, but we got to find a way to, get one, and we didn't, and just was super disappointing. That was a heartbreaker.
Okay, I don't mean to bring up 2 negatives, but which one is more difficult, the Four Nations handshake line or the Leaf handshake line?
I think they're both equally. Well, the Four Nations one was the first time I've ever been in a handshake after a loss, so I was more like a new scenario for me. Against the best players in the world that some guys you grew up watching, where obviously it was really tough to get through, and a lot of nice things said. So that was a whole new experience, and that was really tough. It was a short tournament, so it was tough in that way. But I think the hardest one was the Leaf one because, it's like your season, all that hard work for, 6-7 months, just it's over just like that. And that season's done with. And that going to battle with your teammates and really leaving absolutely everything you had out there, for those 6 games, but also the 82 games before in camp. It was really tough. It was really emotional, and just all that hard work just didn't pay off. But I think at the end of the day, it happened for a reason, and we're going to be way better because of it.
Do you dislike the Leafs anymore now, or no, or is it the same?
I mean, it's just the rivalry with them. You're obviously both sides don't like each other, but I would say like if you losing to them and you're even more mad, I think that's an advantage for them. It's just obviously you're as mad, disappointed as can be, but at the end of the day, they're the better team in a 6-game, 7-game series, and we're right there. But I think that's what's going to help us is they took the future Stanley Cup champs to a 7-game series, and we were right there with the Leafs where it could have gone either way. So I gave us a lot of confidence after the fact and know that we're not far off from accomplishing our dreams.
What is this? So you came back from Four Nations, well documented, how you said every game's a game 7, every game's a playoff game down the stretch, if you will. Was this Brady Tkachuk's defining captaincy moment? And I'll preface that by saying you guys had the 3rd best record in the league, points percentage wise, down the stretch from March 1st on. Only St. Louis and Vegas, I think, were better than you guys points percentage. Everybody commented how you came back with an attitude of we're getting this done. Was this Brady Tkachuk's moment as captain?
I mean, I wouldn't say it was all that. It was for me, I learned so much from Four Nations and from the guys there and from just the different mentalities, mindsets. But basically everybody on that team was a captain or assistant captain on their own team. So everybody spoke up. And for me, it was, being myself, but also taking that time to learn from some of these guys about what they say, how they approach things. And for me I just tried to apply it back to Ottawa and try to kind of get it ingrained that, from March 1st, like these 2 points every single night are the only things that we need to be focused on and the most important things. Like it doesn't really matter about individual things at this point. It's finding a way to win 1-0, 2-1, just a greasy win and kind of showed some of the games that we were down that all it matters is at that point getting overtime and trying to find a way to score in overtime. So that record definitely looks pretty good. Maybe it was because I missed the 8 games at the end of the year that maybe it was I was the problem. So, no, I don't know. So it was good that everybody kind of led in their own way. So it was great to see the success at the end and kind of carry that in the playoffs.
But actually, it's a great point you brought up. If we go all the way back to November 25th, so 62 games left in the season, so basically 75%, you guys had the 6th best record points percentage wise in the league. Right? Like, I mean, we always talk about those starts, whatever, but if you look back, only Washington, Vegas, Winnipeg, LA, Toronto were ahead of you guys points percentage wise for the final 62 games of the season. You had a really good season. You guys were 5th, I think, in most home wins or most wins overall for an Ottawa Senators season. It was a really good season. And I just think that we perhaps don't see it as how good a development, learning, and how good you guys were on the ice overall.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know that. That's actually really interesting. Stat. I mean, I guess it kind of ties into, it's the start has definitely been something that has been focused on from not just our team, but from the outside community, media, and
Yeah.
I guess now it doesn't matter. Like if our start. I mean, it does matter. You obviously can put yourself in a tough spot, but St. Louis, they went on an absolute heater after Four Nations. They made it in, and for us, like you said, like we're 6th best, and and we just get a little bit better at the start, then I think sky's the limit for us. So that's actually really interesting, and honestly gives me confidence that no matter what scenario at the start of the season, that we know that we're a hell of a team.
Brady, you mentioned the
agree.
Four Nations is like a development opportunity for you. You're learning from guys in that environment. Everyone's a captain or an assistant captain. For a guy like Jake Sanderson, who's maybe not there yet, was he just a sponge in that environment? Like, because he was phenomenal down the stretch for you guys.
He was a sponge, but he was like, I mean, just being around him, knowing him the best on that team is he was so confident in himself and deservingly so. I think when he came in, there's no doubt, no like we have like Jake Sanderson out there. He's everybody. I think it showed everybody on that team like, okay, this guy's the real deal, and how young he is, how confident he is, and he just makes the right play at the right time and just hard to play against. I think it showed just how great of a player he is, and how great of a person he is, that all he was willing to do is whatever it takes to win. And whether I was in the lineup, out of the lineup, he was still going to be a good teammate and push guys to and push himself to be the best that he can possibly.
Brady, is Sandy just like a freak or something? Because I've never seen a guy come into the league like right away he was good. Like you don't see that with young defensemen do the things like. I know you talked about his confidence, but what do you like from what you see from Jake Sanderson day in day out playing? What do you attribute his success to? Like how does this happen so quickly for a guy that young?
I think two things with him. It's his preparation. His preparation is the best I've ever seen. Just the way he prepares himself mentally, physically. And the second one, which I think is his number one quality, is his willingness to be the best possible player that he can be and just push himself, not just on ice, off ice. It kind of ties in the preparation, his mentality, his mindset, how nothing bothers him. He's always focused on the next thing, and he just in any way possible, if there's a way to make himself better, he does it. So I've learned so much from him, just in the way he prepares, his mindset, and I'm just very lucky to have him, not just as a teammate, not just as a leader on our team, but as a friend that I could talk to about anything, and how he's really made me into a better player, a better person, a better captain.
How do you get him to unwind? I'm told that he's 24/7 hockey, that you guys try to figure out, find him something to do. Can you get him to relax?
He's, you know what, he's loosening up. I feel like as every year goes by. I think last year he just a lot more chill in some things, and I wouldn't say nothing bothers him, but you said he's just such a guy 24/7. He just wants to get better, and but I think there's been times where just he's been able to let loose, just chill, and I think every year goes by, he just becomes more and more chill, and I think it just for me, it just tell him just he's one of the best defensemen in the league. He's already that at his age, and he knows, and we all know that he's gonna start taking more and more levels to his game, and I'm excited to see it.
It's a fairly quiet off season, which I'm going to assume most players are okay with additions to your team. Obviously, Jordan Spence at LA, and now Lars Eller, who played with your dad. So I'm curious if Walt has said anything about Lars, and if he wasn't in St. Louis very long. He played 7 games. Do you remember, were you around the locker room then? You were always around the locker room. So I'm assuming at one point you met him.
Yeah, no, I've met him. No, obviously through St. Louis, and I remember my dad's last game. He was out there, and I was just kind of buzzing around with Matthew, my dad, the players, just kind of shooting and hanging out, and yeah, it's pretty cool. I bet it's pretty weird. Same as DP, when you play with my dad, and you're gonna play with his son and me, and no, I'm excited. I think both those guys are huge additions to our team, and no, I think what's gonna make us probably really scary is the depth that we have on our team. That it's not just one line, it's all 4 lines, all 3 deep pair, of course Linus and Levy and Sogi. We have a lot of great players on our team, and for us it's that's what our kind of mindset was last year. It's not going to take one line, couple players. It's going to take really everybody on this roster to get the job done and bring their absolute best and whatever they bring.
Last year, Brady. Okay, sorry, Wally. Did you want to go?
No, all good.
Okay. Last year, Brady, obviously with Travis Green coming in his first year as coach, there was so much emphasis on learning defense, how to teach defense, new systems, and everything else. Now that you guys have that base and structure to build off of, do you see this as like a marked opportunity just to like take a big step forward offensively and start tailoring that game without giving up as much defensively?
I think so. I mean, you also can't really go against what made us successful last year, and what you guys have been saying was one of our best seasons in Sens history, or up there in points and stuff like that. So you also don't want to tinker with that and kind of lose focus from that. And of course, I've seen and been a part of can we produce more 5-on-5? I think 100%. But I think what's going to make us successful is the way we play defensively, how we're hard to play against. We don't give up much, and if we do give up something, that we have Linus back there to hold the fort down. So I think it's just continue with our identity, but I think with everything individually, collectively, is that there's rooms to improve, rooms to grow, rooms to get better, and I think we're going to tinker probably a couple things from just some of my conversations, and I think that's just going to make us an even tougher team to play against, and a team that a lot of teams don't want to come in and play against us, whether at home or we're coming into their building and know it's going to be a tough night.
You mentioned the word identity. Does it feel like for the first time since you've been here, this is the first time you guys have that real identity?
I mean, I've always thought we've been hard to play against throughout our first couple of years. That I know there's a lot of change, but I feel like we always brought the work ethic. We always left everything out there, whether we were good enough or not good enough, that we always kind of showed our compete. And there's obviously times where we're probably easy to play against with some of our mistakes and puck management mistakes, but I think now we're coming to our own, that it's all about winning. And I think that's what makes this group so special, that guys are willing to sacrifice special team opportunity or maybe less ice time or more D zone draws, that whatever their job is, that we're willing to do and willing to do 100%. And I think that's what's our identity is. It's whatever it takes to win. That we'll do that.
We have Shane Pinto on line one. I'm just kidding. I like to leave you alone during the season. I don't like to try and ask you to come on the show because there's so much going on. It always seems like every week there's some kind of story surrounding you, and not on your behalf. Like it just happened. I just want to ask you about, I'll say, rumors and how you went through and handled all that. Like, does it get mentally draining when you're hearing this kind of stuff mentioned?
Honestly, no. Like it doesn't bother me because I know it's not coming from, any place other than just a full-on rumor. I know it's not coming from our side at all, and I know it's not coming from the team side. It's just, I feel like a lot of the rumors are from those organizations or fan bases that their teams are talking about. So I think it'd be on me if I let it become a distraction for me, and if I let that take away from my game or me being a good teammate or a good captain. I feel like that's my responsibility to not let it bother me and not let it become a distraction, because I know there's no truth to it.
So how do you? I don't like. Everybody in Ottawa, or not every, sorry, hang on. People in Ottawa are worried about, you're in 2 years from now, and I know 2 years is a long time, of Brady's going to leave and all that stuff. Like, do you just ignore all that? Is there a way to settle the fan base to say, hey, because I will say, and Brady, you and I have had lots of conversations. I've been around you since you were drafted in Dallas. I have never gotten one indication that Ottawa wasn't the place for you. You've got your charity event here. You have all the things that you do in this community. I think you're like an Ottawa native at this point. So it gets tiring when people keep saying that you're just going to leave. And is there anything you can say to help the fan base? Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I mean, I've loved every second right from day one. I've always said that, the city is treated not just me but my family and with the utmost respect and really welcomed me a part of the city and like you said, it really made me feel like I've belonged right from day one and that goes to the city, that goes to all the trainers that have been there from day one, all my teammates, and I've loved my time, and I think all that hard work has just paid off to get to where we're at, and I know it's the end goal is to win a Stanley Cup. So I'm really excited about the opportunity for these next couple of years to get that done, and no, it's just been such a great experience, and I love playing here.
Yeah, and I appreciate you answering the question because I don't like to bring it up, and I just don't think it's ever fair. But I just wanted to give you a chance to respond. Quickly, your 500th game, where does that rank for you? So for those who don't remember, playing the Rangers, which always seems to bring out the best in you, same with Montreal, score one goal, which is nice. Then you score the overtime winner on your 500th game, or in your 500th game. Where does that rank?
Yeah, no, it was. I mean, it's definitely up there because of the implications of the game as well. I think, and just how it was a huge game. Um, for to get in the playoffs, and I know it was early on in the late season stretch, but no, it just I guess gave us a little wiggle room, and yeah, and to be honest, it was an emotional game as well. I was the first game after the trade deadline, and obviously things change, and so that was difficult in that aspect. But to find a way to win that game and win it in that fashion, it was definitely that's high up on the list. But I mean, there's no regular season game that's beaten any of the playoff games in that experience, and the game four on home ice that was something special and something that's definitely top of the leaderboard.
Did you learn anything about yourself in the playoffs that you may not have known? Which I'm not sure that's possible, but I'll ask.
Uh, I mean, I don't know. I think what I learned is when I really apply, I guess just nothing else matters than this moment, and like nothing else matters the shift before, nothing else matters a couple shifts from now. All it matters is getting ready for this shift, and honestly, just I told myself a couple times that just leave it out there every shift, and just remind myself that just give absolutely 100% of what you have, and if it's not enough, then it's not enough. But at least you can look yourself in the mirror knowing that you did absolutely whatever it took to help the team win, and it came up short. But I think that's just been my motivation for this summer.
Brady, that's maybe you might have just picked this year's training camp T-shirt when you got to have the logo on there, a little Metallica. Nothing else matters,
I like it. Hey,
right?
I'll rock that the rest of the way.
Get that on the put that on the sound system. I can't believe it's already July 14th. Like, when's the email going? Because you're gonna have to send some. I know you like to get the guys into town early. It's pretty crazy. It's almost time to start thinking about that. Like, you guys usually roll in end of August, mid August.
I think honestly, I was thinking about that yesterday. I'm like, holy, like we're in the middle of July here. Like it's coming to crunch time here, and I'm saying that as I have like a week and a half of very fun things planned. So like,
Yeah, you got to do it.
just gotta get through the next 2 weeks, 2 weddings, a concert, uh, and then August is the full grind time. So no, but yeah, and I was actually was thinking about starting the group chat just for the guys that don't know each other to have each other's numbers and start figuring out fantasy football draft. Start figuring out our we're going to start up a golf little Ryder Cup with the guys and have a little fun couple events before camp just to get to know everybody and really get this year off on the right foot and know that right when day one happens, it's gonna be a fun ride ahead of us. There's gonna be a lot of ups and downs, but to have the closeness of the group is what's gonna get us through the tough times and relying on each other. And I can't believe it's basically 2 months away from training camp. So it's getting there. I wish it was tomorrow, I know if it was tomorrow, I'd definitely be grinding in those first couple skates. But no, it's just I just want to get back playing. And being with the guys, being with the trainers, and just such a fun group.
I have two hockey questions left, and I just want to ask you off ice another couple. Is the new rules of the CBA are coming out? The dress code has been relaxed, so you're not a big dress code guy to begin with. If I'm not like, I don't picture Brady in too many ties or fancy suits like Linus. What will your standard be, and will you have any kind of team restrictions?
I mean, I still think I'll always wear a suit for game days. I think we're in the NHL, we should be wearing suits, and we're dressed to. This is a bit like we're going to the rink. It's a business. It's We're not here. I mean, of course, it's fun, but like and I probably have one of the minority feels of I think we should keep the suits and of. I think it's important to look good and represent yourself well, but we'll see how this dress code thing works for other teams. But I think for us, I think wearing a suit is you represent yourself well, and you're basically coming in on a business night and getting a job done.
I appreciate the answer.
I'm
I'm a huge
who was there's always a couple of guys spearheading that. Eh? Like, did you guys hear? Like, who are the guys in the league that were all over that trying to get that one passed?
I have no idea. I think I think it's in a way, if you do it properly, do it well, that you could potentially grow the game with what you wear and stuff like that. But for me, I think wearing a suit is just a classy thing to do, and especially when you represent yourself well and if you look good in the process too, then it's a double whammy.
Yes, I think Linus should dress the entire team just for one day.
Oh,
you guys all have to look like Linus.
Yeah, I'm going to respectfully pass on that one. I think it fits him. He looks great in his suits, but I don't know if I could wear some of the suits. I don't think it would make me look too good. But no, he
Fair
rocks.
enough.
I'll give him that.
Wally, the Swedish guys always brag that they're like a year ahead of us in fashion. They let you know about it, but they're crazy.
They're very stylish. Okay. My other question is, I was just looking through pictures and I noticed a few times you having chats with the officials, and then there's a picture, and I have a view of Sid Crosby in the same scrum. Was there ever was it ever intimidating when you were younger? What's it like now for you to be in those scrums? And you're looking over and there's like Sid Crosby or whoever it is, Austin Matthews, I guess at one point, and do you ever have conversations that have nothing to do with like the penalty being called? Are they just like, hey, do you guys see that play earlier? Like, is there stuff that happens that we don't know about that we like isn't what the topic is expected?
Mostly, the times I'm going over there, I'm like, all right, like, what'd you see there? Like, because you never want to go over there and it be a confrontation. Like, you're going over there, like, I feel like, no, I have a ton of respect for the refs, and I feel like they've got the same for me. And now I hate when they're just doing their job. It's nobody supports them on the ice. Everybody's always giving it to them. That just to have a conversation about certain plays and what they saw. And if I disagree, I respectfully disagree, and just maybe keep your eye out for that down the road. So I think we have a great respectful relationship with the most of the refs, but there's that small percentage of times where I go over there, I was like, I completely agree with you. I'm just coming over here to check a box, and I'm just gonna head back there, but act like we had a really good conversation. So, so it's a lot of fake, like, you should have given him a 10-minute major or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But and I'll head back to him and I'll be like, yeah, you saw this and saw that, just completely a lie. So.
Brady, that's just good business,
love
especially the way you play. Because you go over there and maybe he's expecting shit, you don't give it to him. The way you play, you might get that borderline call. He might not call it on you later in the game.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely been times in the past where there's been some borderlines, and And I think over the years and having relationships with guys and getting to know them and just being respectful that, they will have a conversation, not just be careful and you're right there on the edge. If you go a little bit over, then I'm going to call it penalties. So I think that's what every player should do. I feel like it's the common thing that it's just such a confrontational relationship where if you treat them with respect, they're going to treat you with respect. You're going to have a conversation, communication, and good communication only leads to good things. So that's what I've kind of learned over the years.
Okay. Lastly, have you ever gone into early on? Did you go into a scrum and the other player was like, "What are you doing here, kid?"
I think I would back my first couple of years. I'd go into scrums and start just giving it to guys. I think guys were just like to your point, what is this kid doing? Have a little. I don't know if guys have a little respect for the older guys, but just they just tell me that they'd kick the shit out of me. I bet they probably could at the start, but I'm not sure about anymore.
Do you like, by the way, since you brought it up, do you like being that intimidating force where there's no you fought Matt Rempe, which is considered this big tough guy, and you've gone against everybody. Is it a cool factor of knowing there's no one in this league that intimidates me? In fact, I probably intimidate 95% of the people playing.
I mean, there's just still a lot of tough guys, and I think what helps that is just collective team toughness, just the way we play, and I think that helps. And I mean, I've never really thought about myself intimidating anybody, really. I've never really thought about it in that. So I just think about how I need to play and just being hard to play against and playing the way I need to play. And I never really think about what other guys are thinking, especially, in different parts of the game. So that's never really taken too much thought or, something that I've really held on to and been like, oh, this guy's super scared of me. I mean, there's times where that's happened, but that's not really a focus of mine. It's like, oh, how can I intimidate something that they're going to be scared of me? I'm just going out there and playing.
Okay. I'll move on. This is always just something interesting to me when people you're the unicorn and all that stuff. What is Dad Brady like compared to single Brady or just recently married Brady? How's life different?
There's not much rest. I mean, it's just a lot of walks, a lot of just playing with him. And now that he's, playing with toys and with all these balls, he's got this bouncy ball that he loves, and just kind of tossing it to him and he just kind of rolls it back. It's, just honestly, the big thing is I'm not playing Xbox. I used to play Xbox all the time. I haven't played it all summer. I have no time other than just I'm playing with this kid. He goes to bed. I sauna, cold tub, and by that time I'm going to bed. So I'm all right, there's no time for myself, but I wouldn't change a single thing in the world. It's been amazing, and now I can't wait to get back up to Ottawa and have him come to the glass. And last year he had no idea I'd come up, bang, say hi, and he'd have no idea. But I think come around this year, he's gonna be fired up.
Brady, I didn't know you're a cold tub guy. What are you like? Hot, cold, or are you just straight cold and then flush it out?
I'm just trying to. I feel like I've been doing a bunch of different things off ice to now help myself. So I've never really been a cold tub guy. Of course, after games, but now for me, I'm trying to do a nightly routine of got an infrared sauna, hit the sauna for 25, 30 minutes, and then a 3-minute cold plunge. And honestly, I've been feeling great doing it. So, and the first couple times were brutal. But now I'm starting to feel kind of find ways to get through it. And it's almost nice that it's a test mentally to get through. And it's nice to kind of challenge, myself that way.
Oh yeah, Wally, you couldn't handle it. You get in that cold plunge.
You don't know anything about
50 degrees. You'd be on fire. It's a mental battle.
I'm willing to try it. Brady, how long would I last in a cold tub?
I don't. It's the first 30 seconds. If you can get through the first 30, full up to your neck. I mean, the breath gets short. So if you can handle that, and get through that, then I think you could be good. But honestly, the tough part for me is when I get to like a minute and a half, I just get so bored. It's like
Yeah, yeah.
I can only breathe
Yes.
a certain way for another minute and a half. So, and then
That's what I have the problem. Okay. Finally, any truth to the rumor that Ryder will be a right shot defenseman if you can do anything about it?
that is the hot commodity right now. But every time we've touched a mini stick, I've put his hands left, and I've started like every time I'm giving it to him, it's left. So it's just nice when I get sticks, and I'm gonna cut it down so he can get to the sticks. So should be good.
All right. We'll let you go. We appreciate your time, Brady. Thank you. And we'll look forward to seeing you back in Ottawa.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Hope you guys have a great rest of your summer, and we'll talk to you soon.